Hey guys. So, I'm making this vlog because first because I haven't made one in a while, and second of all, I was like really stoked on making this one, so, because that has to do with one of my favorite people in the music industry and in all the bands I listen to and such. Okay, anyway, this vlog is going to be about Randy Blythe. For those who do not know who he is the vocalist for Lamb of God. He's also running for President of the United States. Right now, unfortunately, he is listed as an alternative candidate, which I'm not exactly sure what that means. He is also running independent, but I guess there's never been a person who has run as independent candidate who's ever won. So I'm really hoping that if his plans for the country is good enough and we get enough people to know who he is and all that, then maybe he can be elected president. I will start off with talking about his announcement as, running for the United States, which was posted on January 5th of 2012 on his blog, which I'll post a link so everyone can see it. But anyway, so this is probably going to be a long video, so I'm just gonna start. Okay. So he starts off with saying that we're in 2012 now, and he also goes on to say that this is the year that some people are saying that the Mayan calendar predicts a cataclysmic upheaval across the board for our planet, perhaps even the end of the world as we know it. He says he does not know if these doomsday predictions are valid, but he does know one thing, that the potential candidates in the race to decide who will be elected president of the United States looks like pure crap. He is not particularly stoked on any of the candidates, which I haven't exactly looked into all the candidates, to be honest, and I actually do not really get involved into politics, but once I heard that Randy Blythe was running for president, I was like all over it. I'm researching this right now. So, yeah. He says, in a massive blow to our civil rights, Obama quietly signed the NDAA for the fiscal year 2012 into law while Americans drank in their party hats on New Year's Eve. The GOP is parading around a bunch of clowns in what has got to be the most embarrassing primary season in the history of their party. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse than Sarah Palin, they bust out that lunatic Michelle Bachmann. I have no clue what the Libertarians are up to now that Ron Paul is gunning for the Republican nomination, probably loading their guns and preparing for the worst. He says that our Congress right now is the worst Congress he's ever seen or heard of in the history of the United States, in that they are a bunch of squabbling children, basically engaging in an endless game of I know you are, but what am I? And there's very little compromise happening, and he thinks it's pathetic. He also thinks that there's very little regard for the welfare of the American people. He says that something has got to change, which obviously something does. Is that we need someone who's not afraid to stick his neck out and risk embarrassing. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I keep screwing up on talking on the. Okay, I'm just gonna go through with it because this is like my 5th time trying to do this, so let's just get over it and move on. Okay, anyway, she's joining you now. Okay, he thinks that we need a man who's not afraid to stick his neck out and risk embarrassing himself while doing the right thing for Americans. And he said the man to do it is him. He says he loves the USA like a nerd loves D&D. And he's thoroughly disgusted with the state of affairs, and he's willing to screw things up without a microsecond's hesitation in order to fix what ails this country. And you may be asking yourselves, what does he think he has that all the other more politically experienced candidates don't? Well, he thinks it's balls, which he does have some. Not only because he's a guy, but because he's been known to be one of the most opinionated and honest figures in modern metal. He's just not afraid to say what was on his mind, which we need a president like that. His first act as president of the United States will to be shot with a high-powered assault rifle in a non-lethal area of his body by a highly trained Navy SEAL sniper. So after taking the oath, he will be escorted about 20 yards away, and then he'll be shot.
Why?
Very good. Asking why, because we are about to cover that. Why would he do this? Well, you're about to find out. Just hold on. Okay, it's coming. Because he will now be Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, which everyone knows what that is. That means that during his term, he will have to make some tough decisions affecting the survival of other men and women. He says other men, but I mean there's women in the Army now, in the different armed forces and stuff, so just throwing that in there. And he shouldn't expect anyone in our military to do anything he's not willing to do himself. Ooh, it's getting stuff here. Which includes getting shot. And it will be broadcasted live worldwide via satellite with no bleeping, because obviously he's going to curse because it's going to hurt. And he will be required to walk, limp, or crawl on his own power a minimum of 50 yards through the mud to an ambulance that will take him away to fix him up.
What if he
And
dies?
if he can't make it, he's not tough enough to be a president. Well, he's not going to die because, first of all, it's going to be a non-lethal part of his body. And second of all, there's
Like in the leg?
Yeah, leg, arm. I mean, you still got to be careful, but
Shoulder.
that's why he's getting a Navy SEAL to do it, because they know where to shoot that won't kill you. What? That's just for that, don't...
Well, then how do we see ourselves?
Can look right there. But I'm not looking at ourselves, I'm looking at the blog. And then he says... Okay.
You don't have the stones.
What?
It says, if we don't have the stones to do this, and I don't have the stones to be president.
Okay, we're gonna get to that. Okay, that means that, like, if he doesn't have the guts to do something...
Yes, I know what it is.
Okay. And then, speaking of military policy, there's a few other things he will be required to do. The first thing he'll do after recovering from being shot is go through a 13-week Marine Corps basic training boot camp in South Carolina. And he'll be treated like any other recruit, maybe worse, because he's going to be the new president. And the physical and mental abuse will be extreme, but he says he's done that to himself for years already because of alcohol and I think drugs, maybe. I think he did drugs, I don't know. But anyway. He will have to immediately assess our military presence worldwide after going through boot camp. And then, oh, okay, and then he'll be required to fly wherever we need to go for war. And he will be required to kill the first enemy prisoner, and he will have to kill him.
Is he gonna kill Coney?
I don't know. He's not president yet. I mean, hopefully, but I mean, I don't know. And if he can't do this, then he has no business sending men and women he's never met to fight and maybe die in a strange land. Oh, did I mention that when he does go to kill the enemy prisoner, that it will be on the land of the prisoner, not of America? Like, he's not gonna, like, make the person come over here. Anyway, okay. And...
Is it paid to be a person?
Yeah. It depends, like, millions, but... Anyway, oh, that's another thing about... Good thing you brought that up. He also says in his blog that if he is to be elected president, he wants to be paid minimum wage with up to 20 hours of overtime a week. Just shows you again that he's not in it for the money. He's actually in it to help our country. I'm just gonna kind of scroll down a little bit. This is a long video.
You're moving me.
I'm sorry. He then describes, you know, John F. Kennedy, which is when, you know, he was disqualified for, his back issues, and then he cried to his father, and then his father, got him back into the Navy, and then John F. Kennedy served as the commander of a torpedo patrol boat in the South Pacific during World War II, and they were on a boat, and it started to sink, and it was on fire, and
So he died?
no,
Oh, he's not dead?
no, well, he got shot.
He's dead though?
Yeah, he died in 1962, I think.
What?
He got assassinated. I think that was how he died. Huh? Oh, who was that guy? Ruby? No.
Ruby?
Jack Ruby? Was it Jack Ruby? I don't know. I think it was Jack Ruby. I don't remember. It might have been Jack Ruby. I'm not sure.
You should look that up on Google right now. Go.
But I'm reading this though.
Well, I can wait.
Okay, well, if you guys have the answer to that question, please comment below. Okay? There you
What if
go.
they give the wrong answer?
I'll Google it.
Okay, go.
Okay, so then anyway, the boat was on fire, and they didn't want to surrender, so they all jumped into the ocean, and
Die.
then,
Sad story.
no, Kendall, they didn't die. They didn't die, okay? Listen, just listen, okay? What happened was, you know, they jumped into the water, and then, his, back went out. So they had to swim for a couple hours to an island, and he dragged this one person who couldn't, like, I guess didn't have the strength to swim anymore, so he went back and got the guy, and since his back went out, he pulled the guy to shore with his teeth.
He grabbed the guy with his teeth?
Yeah, and he dragged them all the way to the island. And then, I guess, you know, it wasn't a good enough part of the island, so he dragged him again with his teeth.
If you make that a K and scoot that over without the N, make that an E, I'll spell my name.
Maybe you'll be president in the future.
My last name's not gonna be Blythe though.
Yeah.
At the dumb shop. Let's get real here.
Okay, and then he's
Front door. The dumb shish kebab.
Okay.
That's what it's called. Cause they shut the front door.
Okay.
Shish kebab. Sorry.
She's a little strange.
Really?
Yeah. And then he asked, why should you trust him? Because he'll know what it's like for everyone in the military to go through boot camp. He'll know what it's like to get shot, then pull himself to safety. He'll know what it's like to kill another human being face to face. You know, instead of making a phone call like most of these people do. So, and he said that also if he does decide he doesn't war, he'll untie the hands of our military when he sends them off to fight, and he'll remove the ridiculous rules of engagement that say we can't shoot until we're being shot at, which is dumb. So yeah. I'm sorry guys for like the lag and like the boringness of this video, but I hope it like helped you understand and stuff of like what his intentions are. In a separate video, which I don't know if I'm gonna post it today or tonight or something, but there's gonna be another video that's gonna tell about his economic plan and explain and the pros and cons and such. What do you help me? Am I really that bad? You're mean. What? LOL. Okay, so if you have any questions, comments, concern, post them, and I'll post the link to his blog so you guys can check it out for yourselves, okay?